Hi there, welcome to this guide. I'm really glad that you downloaded this so you maybe can start painting in your own sketchbook really soon. So I'm going to show you how I prep my sketchbook. The thing about painting with oil paints in the sketchbook is that normally artists, they default to pencil or watercolor inside them, but oil painting in the sketchbook is like a whole new world that opens up, at least to me. So it allows you to practice your brush work and to test palettes and like capture studies without the pressure of working on a big stretched canvas. So I think of it as a personal lab for ideas. The thing is that most of these sketchbooks aren't designed for oils out of the box, so without preparation the pages will buckle or oils would seep through the paper and might even rip apart. So that's why surface preparation is really important. So I'm going to show how I do this. But first I want to show you some of the things that you can do in the sketchbook after you've prepped your canvas. So as you can see here, I've just been doing small quick sketches. This was about like half an hour, something like that, and just to turn out some quick ideas. This was a color study I did for a bigger painting, and yeah, it's just great for quick color studies in my opinion. I also do a lot of testing in here. As you can see, for this one I painted the exact same eye, putting down the same brush strokes, but with different backgrounds. So this one is only white gesso and this is white gesso with acrylic primer on top of it. And it's actually quite transparent, but you can really see that there's a big difference in how you tone the paper. So the sketchbook is great for figuring out what to do on the big canvas afterwards. Just testing out small brushes versus bigger brushes over here. And this was me trying to paint in any with the paint straight out of the tube and with paint where I was using linseed oil. So yeah, and that's gouache. I don't really paint with gouache, so I'm not that good at it. So yeah, that's about it. Let's prep this. So the first thing I usually do is, and you probably should do this right after you've put gesso down on your paper, but I always forget that. So the first thing I do is I will separate the paper, because as you can see right now it's like sort of glued together because of the last layer of gesso I put down. So I'll just do that quickly. Just use a sharp knife. Just run alongside the paper here. And it's actually a bit satisfying doing this. I really enjoy this part of the process for some reason. So when you paint in a sketchbook, it will get a bit messy. As you can see here, pages get quite thick because you have layers of gesso and acrylic paint and your oil paint as well. So but that's just part of it, and I actually really like the look that these sketchbooks get. Should mention that this is my personal way of doing it, so it might not be the right way of doing it. This is a 160 GSM paper, which is not that thick, so it's really not designed for using oil paint. So this is just what I found works best, and you can see the pages get a bit like warped, but it doesn't really matter to me when it's just used for sketching and testing ideas. if I were to do something that should be more archival, I would definitely buy a sketchbook with heavier paper, maybe 200 GSM. So after I've split the pages, I find the page that I want to prep. Let's discuss this one. Then I use these ones to just sort of hold things in place. So you don't have to mess around with the pages folding over. Yeah. Then I always cover my table. Depends on how messy you are allowed to be. This is just my kitchen table, so I usually just cover it with some paper. And then I will give it a layer of gesso. Just plain white gesso. I usually use a soft brush for this part, but it's completely up to you. People like to use something a bit more stiff, but I like this one a lot. I just do a big scoop of it and just put some gesso down on it. I really like the surface it creates, so I tend to put quite a lot of gesso on it. But again, it's totally up to you. However, the better you cover the surface, the better it will be for the oil paint. So I definitely recommend doing it, like, cover it up good. And it's also completely up to you if you want to be able to like see the brushwork in here, see the streaks, or if it should be completely like flat. Then it might take a while. I like to go somewhere in between, but actually sometimes I just really like seeing the gesso brush strokes underneath the oil paint. So I guess it depends on the mood. And yeah, that's it. Then it will just have to dry for a few hours. If I'm really impatient, I will maybe start doing the acrylic layer on top of this after 1 hour. Wouldn't recommend it, but if it's just a sketchbook for quick studies like this one, well, at least to me, it doesn't really matter. So I would say at least an hour, but wait longer if you can, preferably a day. So I'll get back to you when it's dried. Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention that the gesso, you can just wash it off with some water, and it will just go right off. So no need to use brush soap as you do for oil painting. So that's quite neat. Great. So now the gesso is dry. I ended up waiting around 3 hours or so. So it also depends on the temperature and humidity and everything like that. So 3 hours, and then I'm gonna put on some non-absorbent acrylic primer from Michael Harding, and this is just magic stuff. I really love painting on this specific acrylic primer. This one is rosy in the dark, but you can use whatever you want. I will do another video in the future on how to tone your canvas, like what specific colors to choose when. I like this one for skin tones and like warm warm portraits and also warm nature scenes. So you can like tape your edges in if you want to, so you can create like this white border. I do this sometimes, but for this one I'm just gonna do the acrylic primer, and I use the same brush for this one, still the soft one, and just give it a good scoop of paint. This feels almost sandy somehow. It's a bit grainy. Really like this primer. It's the paint, the oil paint just sits so nice on top of it. And there's no real science to this. It's just like move the paint around until you feel like you have the right amount of coverage that you want. Sometimes I go a bit lighter on it, so it doesn't cover it as much, and I might thin it out with the water as well. But it depends on the mood. I also do like just put a lot of it on, and just so the oil paint really has something to sit on top of. But depends on the day, I guess. Yeah, that's about it. And then this will have to dry for, I would say, around the same amount of time as the gesso. So maybe 3 hours today, I think. And then I will be ready to put some oil paint on it. And that's it. Thanks for watching, and I hope you like this guide. It's not rocket science, but it's just what works for me. So hopefully it will work for you as well. Take care of that.